Hey guys, figured I'd kind of go over my build on what I'm planning on doing for 224 Valkyrie. There's not really that much real world application information on the Valkyrie. There's kind of a lot of hype videos, I guess you could say, of it, or of the pre-built Valkyries are handling, but I'm going to kind of go over the build I plan. So initially I wasn't planning on using a PRS stock. I already had a Magpul UBR stock, which is, you can kind of tell that's part of the buffer tube from it, but I decided to go ahead and use the PRS stock. This is a lower that I had from Palmetto State Armory. It came in a kit I had. It's just an extra one that I had, but I went ahead and upgraded the internals. I also have the LaRue 2MBT trigger, 2-stage right here, the LaRue handle. The upper is a BCM upper, and I got that specifically with the intent of having a tighter fit on the barrel that fits in here. BCM is known to kind of have a much lower tolerance when fitting a barrel, so sometimes you have to heat it up with a heat gun or potentially a hair dryer if you don't have a heat gun or something. So that's why I went with this one. The barrel I got hasn't come in yet. I've been waiting several weeks for it. It is a Rock Creek barrel, and the reason that I went with that, I initially went to the Bartline website. I was planning on getting a Bartline barrel, but the 224 Valkyrie is such a new round. They don't do the rifling in-house there. They tell you to contact Craddock Precision. So I called them and I talked with the guys over at Craddock for about an hour on the phone. He went over everything with me, and it seems like the Rock Creek barrel is the better option to pick. I decided to go with a 24-inch. Initially, I had wanted to get a 26-inch barrel to get some added velocity, but they had informed me that the 27-inch is kind of right on the cusp when it starts being a negative on the projectile. Some people have negative effects on the 26-inch, so I decided to just go with the 24-inch just to cut out any of the guesswork. Since this is such a new round, I'd rather just have the 24-inch and kind of not be right on the cusp right there. It's a gain twist barrel, so it comes out of the end at a 6.7 twist. This is kind of a unique piece that I'm sure a lot of people might think is strange. This is the Midwest Industries SP. It's an 18-inch handrail, and I wanted the 18-inch specifically because the barrel was so long, and I'm a pretty tall guy. I like to have my arm outstretched fully sometimes when I'm shooting, and I'm 6'5", and with the 15-inch, I gotta have a crease in my elbow. So the 18-inch helps me accomplish that. They only had two options. I got this from Optics Planet, but they had this, which since it's SP, it means it's large enough for a suppressor to fit inside. So the internal of it is a little larger than most handrails, but I got big hands, so it doesn't bother me, and it doesn't really look too bad. It's a little bigger, but I'm totally happy with it. And it was either between this one, which is an SP, or one that's built for the Ruger Precision rifles. So I would have rather had the larger one anyway. Keeps some of the heat off my hand. Also, for me, it was a win-win here. So I went ahead and got this 18-inch to help offset some of the length with the barrel. And I looked around online. I kind of decided to go ahead and get one of these optics. Now it's actually the R Grid. It's a brand new R Grid. They discontinued making these reticles and these scopes, but right now it's actually April 2018, and talked to Primary Arms directly, and they're coming out with a new R Grid in May of this year, 2018. So for me personally, I would rather have this reticle just because it's got a lot wider hold-offs than the other one. However, the other one is a lot less noisy. There's a lot less clutter on the actual reticle. It's kind of it only maybe comes out to about here. It looks a lot more like the Horus style reticles, but it's got a lot better points that are etched into the glass, so it takes up less of the actual viewing plane. So it kind of depends on what you wanted. I personally wanted this one. However, I might be getting a Primary Arms Platinum and the Deca reticle here before too long, but at least for now I wanted to start with this. I have a 2,000 yard range close to me, so anyway, this is what I plan to build with the rifle. I will, as soon as I get the barrel in, which should be here in the next few weeks, I will be putting it together and taking it to the range. I plan to do most of my reloading for the 224 Valkyrie. There's not really that much reloading information online of actual users reloading themselves. Johnny's Reloading on YouTube here has the best information I've been able to find. Sierra did just release also some reloading data for their projectiles and everything, so that was very helpful as well. But I went ahead and I got 200 cases of federal brass just because I was buying federal ammunition, and figured might as well have the same brass all around. I bought 2 boxes of this gold medal Sierra Match King. This is the more expensive round. I think I paid like 25 bucks for this box. This is a 90 grain projectile. This is the 75 grain projectile total metal jacket. These are about $10, $11 per box. So this is a lot cheaper. I mainly just got these. I got 3 boxes of this just to get the brass, kind of to shoot it first and just kind of get everything working well. So I have 100 rounds of box ammunition. I purchased 500 rounds of the 90 grain bullets, and I purchased 500 rounds of the 77 grain bullets. I mainly got this to kind of be a crossover between the LaRue tactical gun I have and 223 Wild, and also to maybe test it out in the Valkyrie just to see what it'll do. So this is what I plan to reload with. I got the Redding resizer. This is a full-length resizer. Haven't used it yet. And I also got the Forester Ultra Micrometer cedar die, so I can make 1/2 thousandth adjustment on the bullet depth if I need. I'm really kind of going all out on this build. I'm really excited what the Valkyrie could hold and what the Valkyrie could handle. We'll just see what it does. I mean, it kind of is such an uncharted territory right now. Nobody really knows what to expect. I mean, we see what Federal's telling us, and we see what it can produce on paper, but there's really no real world application of people doing it outside of Johnny's Reloading. So I'm pretty excited about this. I plan to actually start reloading with Varget powder. I know Johnny, he was trying to do some of the slower powders, but for me, I love Varget. It's a very heat tolerant powder, and it's readily available by me, and I can use it in other rounds as well. So I personally decided to try out Varget first. I will be posting reloading videos on my results as well as my build process. So stay tuned.